back to the Witch of Pine Hollow. Today we have a special Valentine's Day episode where I'm going to make the dress that I'm going to wear for my Valentine's Day date. So I went to Savers, and I'm always hunting through patterns and things to find what I want to make because patterns are expensive and there's so many of them out there that haven't been used. So I found this Simplicity E.S.P pattern. The size is definitely probably too big, but I think I can size it down. It's E.S.P means extra sure pattern. Not sure what that exactly means, but it's number 6290, and I'm just going to be making the dress from this. And I pulled out the instructions here, and look at how cute that little dress is. So I am really excited to make this here. It's adorable with the little tie. So I picked out some fabric for this project already, and it is this beautiful pink knit stretchy. I've never sewn anything knit or stretchy before, so this is going to be new pattern with Zodiac on it. So super fun, great for Valentine's Day. It's not a color that I would wear in the past all the time because it's pink. I have an interesting relationship with pink, maybe for a later video, but I just loved the design on it, and I wanted something pink or purple or red for the holiday, and this fabric just feels so comfortable, so I think I will wear this dress over and over again, just because it will be really cozy. And then I got these pretty buttons for the little buttons on the front of the dress. So I'm very excited for this project. I have no idea how it's going to come out, but I hope that I bought this on the clearance rack, but it was like salvage because I'm trying not to just buy new fabric off the bolt. I hope that I do a good job. I got 4 yards of it, so that should be plenty, and there should be left over to make masks or accessories or little bags, or I don't know, out of it. It's just really pretty. I've decided to, for the tarot pull for this project, use the new deck that I got from my friend, the Dream Keepers Tarot. It's got these beautiful Victorian people. I think this might be my favorite project deck because it has those cool Victorian clothing in it. But let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, so the card to represent this project is Temperance, which means balance, making sure things are equal. I think, just thinking right off the bat, this means like pay attention to my seams, get the little details right, don't rush, like slow and steady wins the race. I love this guidebook. There's new things in it that I didn't think of before for a lot of the cards I've pulled so far, so I just want to pull this up. Bringing opposing forces into balance and harmony. So in this book, it talks about having a good balance between work and play, renouncing all harmful aspects of habits. True fulfillment and happiness are unlikely without temperance. So balance, health, moderation, patience, harmony. Have patience with myself. Do a slow and steady job. Action to avoid. The Star, which this is on the box for this deck. And again, this is the Dream Keepers Tarot by Liz Huston. She's a mermaid, and her fishtail is out. She's got a crow or a raven. There's roses, a ship in her hair. This is just a really stunning card. So according to the guidebook, this is all about spiritual regeneration through deep healing and transmutation of the original wound. Interesting. Very serious for an action to avoid. Healing, inspiration, generosity, serenity, faith, and renewal. Every once in a while in a tarot reading, you'll get something that you don't really understand at first, and then it comes to light later. I think avoid thinking about old wounds. That's kind of what's come to me intuitively after reading this book. So don't think about your mistakes from previous projects. Don't berate yourself for not knowing enough about sewing. Start new from afresh. The Star is all about that new light and avoiding that. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then action to take is the 4 of Wands. So I have to say, I pulled the cards from this deck this morning for my daily deck, and you saw how much I shuffled them but I got Temperance and the Four of Wands today. So these cards really want to speak to me from this deck. So action to take, Four of Wands. This is a wonderful card. It's got amazing positive energy, and I can already feel it coming off of this card here. And let's take a look. I forgot to show you what it looks like. There are these two figures made out of bark together in this forest. Four of Wands, the welcome arrival of someone or something long awaited. Celebration of something or someone long awaited. This could be coming of a romance, a beloved friend or companion, or the return of a weary traveler. So this is all about celebration. So celebrating initiation, excitement, community, homecoming. I think this is about focusing on that dinner that we're going to have as a date at the end of the week and being really positive about it and enjoying that project. So we shall see how this goes, and I will keep you updated as it goes along. So here the first step was cutting out all of the different pattern pieces and figuring out which ones I needed and making sure that I didn't grab the ones for the jacket, and then laying them out on the fabric. I, in hindsight, could have made that a little bit more smooth, but it was just really big and challenging because it was stretchy, where the challenge of this fabric came in real fast, real quick, but it was pretty easy to just cut everything out. The next step here was making sure to mark where the darts were to give shape to the bodice. This really made this top so much better as I ended up turning it into a little bit of a crop top later, and it fits perfect. So here you can see me holding up to myself and making sure that they were good. I did need to downsize this pattern a little bit to fit, and the darts were super helpful. And here I am beginning to sew that bodice together on the machine. Things were still going well here, and I thought I was going to make a dress. And I was like, wow, I actually know what I'm doing, and I'm sewing my first darts with success. So this was the good times. We're rolling in the project right now. But we'll see how things start to take a turn eventually. But still happy with it in the end, as I am editing Rachel right now. But here we go, sewing that piece together. Next, I needed to measure out a waistband because I realized that it was going to be challenging to attach the skirt directly to the bodice based on the stretchy fabric. Sass was really loving this process, and I was also trying to cut out some bias tape to line the edges, but I didn't end up using that either because this fabric was just incredibly challenging to work with. That Temperance card was already starting to show here in the process. Then I did end up using this waistband, so just doing right sides together, sewing it straight down the line, and then turning it inside out. This provided a really good base for the skirt when I was able to attach the skirt on there. This was about the time I realized, as I was sewing the panels of the skirt together right here and having massive issues with my machine, that I was really done with this fabric and that this dress was not going to hang right with all the weight from the 4 skirt panels on the bodice. So I had to get really creative and go on a walk and figure out that I was going to make 2 separate pieces. This is where I gave up, decided to hand sew some eyelets, watch some Thumbelina, have some wine, and call it 2 separate items, just covering the edges over on the bodice and sewing them. Here we are at the end of the project for our summary of what I feel the cards represented. So the card that represented this project was Temperance, and this was the most difficult project I've ever done because of this fabric being so stretchy. It was supposed to be a dress, and it ended up being a a crop top and a skirt instead because it just didn't work out. It was frustrating, things kept getting stuck in the machine, so definitely a representation of patience. For action to avoid, we had the star, And I don't normally talk about reversed meanings because sometimes they're all, I think, just hang into one, and it really depends. And it was definitely the reversed meaning of the star that came up. Lack of faith, disconnection, doubt, undeveloped talents. So now I know what to look out for. I don't think I'm going to sew anything out of stretchy fabric for a while. Really excited to sew some more structured garments with some physical structure to the way that they're built based on the type of fabric that is used, like for my next dress that I'm planning. It was just really hard. So I think that representation of the star really came through. And then for action to take the Four of Wands, this is all about like starting that new career, just charging forward with it and going where you're gonna go. And I really feel like I just had to keep going and keep being creative too in ways to complete this project and make it into something I could wear. This is the most comfortable thing I have ever sewn, which is the one benefit to this fabric. Like I could do everything in the house in this today, cleaning, whatever I needed, and be super cozy. So I will definitely be wearing it together and it separates, and it will become a part of my wardrobe. The fabric is just adorable. So I learned a lot in this project, and I just want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day, whether you're with someone who's very special to you, whether it's a friend's Valentine's Day or something you celebrate with your family. Just bring love into your life today and do something creative as always. See you next week.